Good
morning, everyone. My name's Rebecca and this is Tommie. We are the founders of Bambuu Brush. So welcome to Ask the Expert, an award-winning daily series from 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. to help small businesses. Now, if you have any questions, then please ask them in the comments of the live feed. And if you need any advice, join the official Intuit QuickBooks SMB community group on Facebook. Accountants and business experts are on hand 24/7. So during this live session, we'll be running a poll, so please do engage with it, and I'll reveal the results at the end.
So yeah, good morning. We've been on a couple of times, and today we're going to be talking about how we can get you guys and your businesses and your roles to take social action. It's something that's so integral within our business, and hopefully we can inspire people to get out into the community and take social action. So a little bit of background about us. As Rebecca said, I'm Tommie, this is Rebecca, and we're the founders of Bambuu Brush. Our background essentially was we lived and worked around the world for quite a long time. Rebecca lived in Asia for about 10 years. I call her a traveling dinosaur. And for myself, it was about 6 years. But in that time, we worked within the travel industry, and we saw, the dramatic increase in the amount of plastic pollution that was ending up in the environment, but also how it was impacting and negatively impacting people in lower socio-economic regions of the world.
So seeing firsthand the negative impact that plastic pollution's had on our planet is what drives us every single day. Now, we hold our hands up. We are no experts in the field at all.
Even though we're on Ask the Expert, but
it's just pure passion, absolute pure passion.
So we launched the business, and we had a big campaign around one simple change, and we launched with a really simple product and our beautiful bamboo toothbrushes, with the idea to educate, inspire, and empower people to make simple changes around plastic pollution, moving away from your stereotypical plastic toothbrush to a bamboo toothbrush. Anyway, we launched in 2019 with a crazy campaign, which was #1 million by 2020, which was essentially we wanted to educate and inspire 1 million people to make that switch from plastic to bamboo. Alongside that, we developed educational workshops that we deliver in schools, and we organise big community cleanups to get people out and about in their local community and essentially taking care of their local community and doing litter picks and cleanups. And I guess fast forward 2.5 years, we've done quite a bit.
We hit our target, so we smashed our #1 million by 2020 target within 9 months of launching, which we are super pumped about.
And we've currently sold close to 1.75 million of our beautiful bamboo toothbrushes.
All through the power of pushing one simple change.
Yeah, we've expanded our product range, and we now have 8 products which are all linked to the top 10 ocean polluters. We didn't want to produce a product for the sake of producing a product, so there's a real message behind each of our products. We've worked with some of the world's biggest companies, including we were the first bamboo toothbrush in the skies with a partnership with Virgin Atlantic. We were official partners to Team GB at the Olympics. We worked with some of the UK royal family.
Plastic
Oceans International, who are like the gods in our industry.
If you haven't seen already, please head over to Netflix and watch Plastic Ocean. It's a great introduction to the world of sustainability and plastic pollution.
Yeah, what else have we done? Well, we've educated over 2,000 children with our educational workshops. We've organised around 30 cleanups, collecting over 1,000 kilos of plastic, and we've set up our first social impact project out in Ghana, alongside the incredible Humanitas charity, all around education and action on environmental impacts and environmental aid. So yeah, I guess we've done a fair bit in our short time, and I guess this is just the start of what our long-term mission is, which is to set up really simple recycling facilities in developing communities around the world where waste management and plastic disposal is not readily available. So we can utilize plastic waste. There is a lot of plastic out there, and we need to find a way of turning that plastic into a material to be used into products. So it's all very exciting, and I guess a big part of what we do is social action and getting people engaged and getting people out and about in the community or globally around whatever they're passionate in. And our passion is the environment. So that is why today's session is all around how your business can take social action. And on that point, on Saturday, it is
World Cleanup Day. So the 18th of September, World Cleanup Day. And the whole purpose behind this day is to spread awareness and show the importance of getting out there and picking up litter. There's so much benefits behind this, from spreading awareness to protecting your wildlife to engaging others. So on that day, we've actually got our own promotion and our own movement. It's called the Pick, the Pose, the Post, and we would love for as many of you to join us. It's a simple movement. All we want you to do on Saturday, get out there, pick up some litter. We want you to take a picture where the pose comes in, and we want you to post it. Now, we have teamed up with an incredible movement online called the Adventure Bag Crew. So once you post your photo, don't forget to tag at Bambuu Brush and Adventure Bag Crew as well.
Yeah, and on that, I think it's really important that we look at how we can use social media in a positive way. We're all using social media at the moment, so how can we turn some of that time into something positive and inspire someone else? So Saturday, September the 18th, get out in your local community, take a bag, collect some plastic. Unfortunately, no matter where you are in the world, there is plastic absolutely everywhere. So get out, collect some plastic, take a photo, tag us, let's share it, and let's inspire more people to take action. And on that, another thing that you can do, Intuit QuickBooks are fully behind the SMB climate commitment. So if you head over to SMBclimatehub.co.com, and you can go and make a commitment to one for your business and within your role, but the commitment is to halve your emissions as a business by 2030 and to go completely carbon neutral or net zero by 2050. So if you head over to all of the Intuit QuickBooks pages, it's all over that, and it's where we really want to inspire people, businesses and roles to take action. So a bit more that you can do within your role, within your business and within your department, on how you can take action.
There's many ways that you can take action. One way would be to nominate somebody to essentially have a voice. So maybe they're already more sustainably minded, so they could lead groups, they could send out emails, they could educate the office. There's so many ways that you can educate each other just through talking.
Yeah, so get people engaged within your business. So how can you do that? You can get people talking, organise some events. I think it's just very key what Rebecca said. Nowadays, sustainability is becoming such an integral part of businesses, and you now have across a wide range of businesses, you have sustainability leads or head of sustainability, and I think these roles will become, instead of more fringe and on the edge, these are going to become even more integral within businesses. So I guess it's time to really understand the importance, but also understand how you can engage your employees around something positive for the business and for the environment. And it's such a great way of driving engagement with your employees, but also being able to communicate your messaging and the importance around sustainability to your customers, your clients, your partners, your local community. So yeah, I think having a sustainability lead or a corporate social responsibility lead within a business, especially a small business, is pretty important as we move into this new post-COVID world, of this crazy world that we're going to be living in.
I think it's also important you can have open discussions as well. You can ask questions. You can learn from each other.
Yeah, massively. And on that, education. So education's a huge aspect. How we believe we can inspire change. I think sometimes sustainability and climate change is quite a broad, overwhelming subject for a lot of people, and we need to use that education so everyone has that fundamental level of knowledge around whatever their role is. So with that, on education, we think we're obviously, I'm a massive advocate for education, but I think workshops, internal, external workshops, whether you have someone within the business who delivers environmental or sustainability focused workshops so everyone can increase their knowledge, or you have external companies and organizations who are doing positive work around the environment to come in and talk around what they're passionate in, whether that's plastic pollution or CO2 reduction, or whatever that area is around sustainability. I think it's great to just get people engaged to understand that initial level of education and knowledge, so then you can take action. And from that, you can then, I guess, on a marketing side, you can then talk about it within your business and externally and say, these are the steps that we are taking to be more sustainable. So we now have an organization who come in once a month and talk to our employees around actions that they can take. And then from that, you can then work with these organizations to essentially do an audit of your business to see where you are at the moment, and then what can you do in the future to be more sustainable. So there is so many positives around education, and I think workshops and getting your employees in, we all know that companies deliver these workshops around mental health, which is unbelievably important. But I think as we move out into this new world, sustainability is going to be so integral in moving forward with some of the laws and regulations that are going to come in.
I think there's also other ways that you can take action as a business as well. So you could also possibly sponsor a cleanup in the local community. Mm-hmm. You could help a charity with their marketing. You as a company can look at your skill set and see how you can help the community. You could maybe have a photographer part of your business. They could go out and take photos, which then could be put on social media, which then would spread awareness. So you're looking at the bigger picture.
Yeah, there's a lot of positive organisations in every area across the UK, but across the world, that are doing positive work for the environment. So, reach out to those organisations in your local community. See if you can join. See if you can, maybe if the business is in a positive financial position, see if you can sponsor these events and help these positive organisations continue the work that they are so passionate in. Another example of ways that you can outreach, I guess, and link in and collaborate, especially if you're a small independent business, is in your local community. I'll give you an example. We're based in a small town called Hitchin, and there is some incredible coffee shops in Hitchin. A lot of that coffee grind and the coffee waste was just being wasted, and it was being sent off for landfill, which essentially was a waste. But what all the coffee shops in the town have come together, and they all chip in, they all pay a small fee, in which all of that coffee granules, the used coffee granules, are bundled up, aggregated, and sent away to a local company who turn those coffee grains into fire logs, in which can then be sold in the coffee shops. So that's just a way of collaborating with businesses in the local community, that's going to be beneficial for the environment. You don't essentially see the full picture, but there's less waste, and then you are reusing something for another use, which is increasing the longevity of all of that. So they're just a few things in which you can do. Please reach out to us on socials or on email if you've got any questions around other ways that you can take action. There are so many, and I think sometimes people overcomplicate sustainability and the climate emergency. So I think it's the best thing is to break it down, make it simple. So yeah, please reach out to us or the Intuit team, and you can direct us to us, and yeah, we're happy to help. So we've got some questions from you guys and you guys listening.
Okay, so we'll start with Ashley on Facebook Messenger. So my business tends to do a charity project around Christmas each year, and it's a great way to give back. However, I want to find a way to litter them throughout the year. but often it's hard to get as much engagement. Any advice? That's a great one, Ashley. Thank you for that.
How about I find a way to litter them throughout the year? Yes, so charity projects are incredible, and I know we are also, alongside our business, we are also environmental project directors at a humanitarian based charity called Humanitas, who are unbelievable and the most inspirational group of people that I've ever met. So I fully understand, and I know that at Christmas charities do get an influx because there's organisations and businesses who want to support local support charities. So I think the best thing to do would be get in contact with the charity that you want to work with and see if there are ways that you can engage or make a partnership that runs throughout the year instead of just all the time around Christmas.
I think it's very important to be clear on the wording as well. For example, the charity that we work for, the big push this year is to get clothes for the children in their care. And instead of just asking for generic clothes, we've been very specific with what sizes they need so that these children will get the right sizes and there won't be any waste. So it's just being clear on what we can do and what we can help as well, so that there's no added waste. It's
just discussion, and I think we sometimes forget that it's like a business arrangement when really we're all people and we can all just talk to each other and work out what is the best way and have an open conversation. And that's where I'm a true believer in long-term partnerships instead of quite short transactional, let's do this because it's beneficial for our business and it's beneficial for that. But let's have an open discussion around what does a charity want, what does the business want, and then we can work away so everyone's happy. And I think that's the best. Definitely. It's a bit more time consuming, but I think you get more impact and you get more engagement from your employees. Definitely. So yeah, thank you for that, Ashley. Shia on Twitter, what 3 things can I implement at our business right away to make us more sustainable? Okay, straight away, what 3 things? The first thing I would do is like I touched upon it briefly earlier, but look at, it may take a little bit of time, but look at your whole business or your whole department and break down everything from what you're sourcing, what you're buying, what you're consuming, whether that's from the paper, from the products that you're using, whether that's from your energy supplier. So if you can do a full breakdown of that, it may take you a little bit of time, but from there, you've then got a benchmark, and then you can work from that and you can see, oh, actually, we don't need to spend every month. We don't need to spend, I don't know, £100 on cups or whatever that aspect is, or whatever that product is. We can invest that money over 6 months. That's going to take £600. We can invest that and buy reusable products. I think that's almost kind of like a diary. Like Tom said, it might take time at the start, but it will definitely be beneficial. For example, throughout the day, you might go into the canteen at work and realise there's single-use plastic cutlery. And then you just ask the question, what could I be doing differently here? Maybe you could use bamboo cutlery. Just always think of the alternatives as well. Yeah, and then so that was one. So 2 other things. I think education. I'm again a massive firm believer in education. So increase the education and the awareness around your employees. And encourage action. And encourage action. See whether you can do once a month a cleanup, or once a quarter a cleanup, or once a quarter you get someone positive coming into from the community who's passionate around a certain subject. They can come talk about it. Them aspects, educate, inspire, and empower is how we define everything. Give people the knowledge and the tools. Give people the inspiration to take action, and then from those 2 aspects, if you can get that one person to empower that one person to tell one more person, I think we've cracked it. So powerful. Great question. Now we're on to Archie from Instagram. So what happens on one of your cleanups, and how do you recommend other businesses to organise their own, and any key to success? Great question. Really in its simplest form, we organise community cleanups. So we set dates. We now have quite a loyal following of people that that we work with in the local town. So we'll just say we're going to be at XYZ at XYZ time. And we usually get around 30, 40 people turning up to our cleanups, which is amazing. As for you guys, you wanted to set one up. It takes time. I mean, the first cleanup we ever did, we had 4 people, and 2 of those people were me and Rebecca. So it takes time, and you can build that. But nowadays, I think people really want to get involved and do their part for the planet, for the local community. It's a feel-good activity.
It is.
So
you do feel really, really good after.
We usually say an hour. 15 minutes of that is talking at the beginning and the end. And one just highlighting the role, the structure, the beginning, just the structure of the hour, explaining recyclables, unrecyclables. Obviously, everyone's local areas are different, so just you have to have a bit more knowledge around that. And then get people out, get people discussing. And I think the biggest thing for us is just, it's quite eye-opening. No matter where you are, there's plastic, unfortunately. Yeah. So it's quite eye-opening.
You learn so much from it. You could turn up at a park and you won't see any litter, but by the end there will be bags full, because the litter does make its way into the bushes, and also it's the tiny bits which are the worst.
Yeah, you've probably heard of a term, microplastics, but essentially a microplastic is a macroplastic, or a big plastic bottle that over time is broken up through environmental impacts, whether it's solar, like the light, the UV light that breaks the molecules down, or whether it's wind, or whether it's the water erosion. And these plastics break down into the microplastics, which are the scary aspects. And then you've got nanoplastics, but that's a whole other story. But yeah, thank you for that, Archie. All right, Sean from Twitter. There are so many causes that our businesses could get involved with that it can be bit overwhelming. Yeah, very agreed. Do you have any advice for figuring out which ones are right for us and which ones are right for our team? Yes, I would personally. I'm a firm believer, and we are a firm believer in aligning your business. So whatever the ethos is with your business, to a cause that is aligned with that. And I think it's really, when people have more of an alignment and more of a passion around it, people are more engaged. People are more engaged, and people want to do more. So I think, don't do things for the sake of it. Find a charity or a project that aligns with the ethos of your business, and then aligns with the ethos of your employees. If there is an ethos for all different businesses.
Definitely.
But make sure there's an alignment with those, because then you can drive more action.
And you don't want to overcomplicate it as well. And if you just stick to one, you've got to remember that there's so many other businesses out there. So by doing one simple change, you multiply everybody by doing one simple change, and hopefully we've got it covered.
I would also, I'm a big advocate of smaller organisations. So there are big charities out there which do a lot, and this is no disrespect to big charities, but the bigger that these charities get, the more operational costs that they get. So your £1 that goes in doesn't correlate to exactly £1 of action. So the smaller charities who have people who are passionate about that really niche market, I would recommend go for those.
Definitely.
Your bigger charities, they get enough funding. Go for the small organisations who are passionate around individual niche segments of charity work.
You'll really be a part of the direct work that they do.
Yeah, massively.
Now we got one from Paul from Facebook Messenger. So there's a real push from global governments to get on top of climate change through carbon neutral targets and sustainable development goals and whatnot. What do you think of them, and do you think they go far enough? Great question.
Yes. In short, yes. I think it's really, those targets, they break them down really simply. And I think, for instance, R1 ticks off like 14.1, life underwater. I think it's very good to be able to understand where you fit in as a business and what your targets are. I think the level of resources and the level of information and education around those targets is not readily available enough for the likes of us, small business owners, who want to take action. Ours is slightly different in the fact that we witnessed the output of plastic pollution in its worst format. So our passion is right within, and it's so integral about what we do. So it's quite easy for us to say, this is what we want to do. We want to improve environmental and humanitarian issues, and we can link those to all the targets. But yeah, I think there needs to be more education. I think there needs to be more resources so people understand the targets and understand what they can do from the targets.
Denise from Instagram. So what do we do with plastic or other waste that we've collected around the office or from a cleanup? How do we ensure it gets reused or actually recycled? Now, I think Tommie touched base. It all depends on where you are located. I would love to give you the answer, but unfortunately, every single county of the UK is completely different. So it's about you getting in touch with your council and finding out what can be reused and where it can be recycled as well. But also there's lots of ways that you can reuse the litter that you picked up. For example, if around the office you have any unrecyclable plastic, I'm not sure if any of you have heard of eco bricks, but they are a simple way that you can just like this, here we go.
It's like Blue Peter.
A simple way that you can upcycle your unrecyclable plastic. So in here, for example, we've got crisp packets, we've got fruit packets here, and you can put all your unrecyclable plastic in. Then you can drop this off at a local centre. You can use your Google where your nearest one is, and they will be upcycled to be used for example, we actually delivered a plastic pollution workshop in a local school last week, and they were using these to build their playground, which is super cool.
They built a chair in the playground and just goes around the outside, essentially using that as a brick. Another thing that you can do, and a company that we partner with, our company depends on how big your organisation. But if say you are a big Intuit size or a big organisation with lots of employees, unfortunately lots of waste. We partner with a company called Sound Project who can take that waste and turn them into boards which are made from that plastic. So these boards can then be used quite similarly to that to make skate parks or art pieces, or they've built stages at Glastonbury and London Fashion Week. So there's loads of things that you can do. Okay, we've got one more question, and then we're going to go on to the poll that we set. When it comes to sales, marketing, and work output, it's often easier to set tangible goals and KPI. But with this, it can get trickier as it's not as easily measurable. How do you recommend we measure success? That is, I'll be honest, Lewis, that's a tricky one. It's really, I think the only way that you can break it down is having KPIs and tangible goals around what you want to do and what you want to achieve. So for instance, we have our own KPIs around our targets to collect litter. So 1 ton was one of our targets that we wanted. We wanted to sell 1 million of our toothbrushes. I know that's not linked directly to the increase in sales and marketing. If I'm honest, I don't have the true answer, because it's the work is intangible, isn't it? So the only way you'll be able to quantify it is in some respects engagement in your posts or your website, or how many hits you're getting. But you've got to look at where it's coming from, the ethos of what you want to do. Is this true to how we want to be received in the market? Do we want to show that we're out there taking action and get that positive recognition for it? But yeah, get in touch with us, and I'm more than happy to look into and help on a more specific basis. Okay.
So great questions, everyone. Brilliant questions. So the poll results are in from what we asked you. So we asked you guys, does your business take part in social action? Now, 30% of you said yes, 60% of you said no, and 10% answered working on it.
Well, for the 60% of you, get in touch with us. We're more than happy to work with you and your role, your department, your business around how we can take action. We organise big community cleanups all over the country. We've organised them in Indonesia, we've organised them in Ghana. So get in touch. We'd love to we've got a new brand ambassador program in which will allow us to get people engaged and get people comfortable to deliver cleanups. And yeah, so
definitely. And don't forget about Saturday, World Cleanup Day. Go out, pick up litter, take a picture and post it, and don't forget to tag at Bamboo Brush and Adventure Bag Crew.
Amazing. Okay, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you
if you want to get in touch, feel free to drop us a DM on all of our socials. We've got our school uniform on today at Bamboo Brush. So Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, give us a message. Or if you want to email me directly, my name is Tommie, spelled Tommie, bit weird, at bamboobrush.com. Again there, but yeah, get in touch if you've got any specific questions. More than happy to help. Okay, so coming up tomorrow on Ask the Expert is Lucy Johnson, an accountant and founder of Isle Bookkeep. Tune in to find out all things new, all the things new limited companies should consider. A reminder that if anyone needs more advice, join the official Intuit QuickBooks SMB community group on Facebook. Accountants and business experts are on hand 24/7. Okay, thank you very much for listening. Please get in touch if you've got any more questions, but I hope you have a great day. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.